abstinence, the word itself might feel restrictive, even harsh. But at its core, abstinence is a pathway to freedom. It's about making conscious choices, about saying no to certain things, not out of fear or punishment, but out of a deep love and respect for ourselves. When we abstain, whether from food, speech, or certain behaviors, we create space for reflection, for inner peace, for a deeper connection to our true selves and the divine. This act of self-restraint is not about deprivation, it's about liberation. Across spiritual traditions, abstinence is a recurring theme. It's a tool for spiritual growth, a way to quiet the noise of the world and listen to the whispers of our soul. Whether we call it fasting, silence, or simply mindful living, the practice of abstinence helps us reconnect with our essential nature, a nature that is pure, wise, and eternally connected to the source of all creation. In the Christian faith, abstinence is woven into the fabric of spiritual practice. Fasting, particularly during Lent, is a time for believers to abstain from certain foods or pleasures. This physical act of self-denial becomes a powerful metaphor for spiritual hunger, a yearning for something deeper than worldly gratification. The Bible itself is filled with stories of abstinence. Jesus, after his baptism, retreated to the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights of fasting and prayer. This period of intense abstinence prepared him for his ministry, allowing him to connect more deeply with his divine purpose. Throughout history, Christian mystics and saints have embraced abstinence as a way to purify the heart and mind. By letting go of attachments to material comforts, they sought a more profound union with God. Their example reminds us that true fulfillment lies not in what we consume, but in the richness of our inner lives. Yoga, an ancient Indian practice, views abstinence as an integral part of the path to enlightenment. Known as yama and niyama, these ethical guidelines provide a framework for living a life of integrity and self-awareness. The yamas include principles like non-violence, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, and non-stealing, asteya, which can be seen as forms of abstinence from harmful thoughts, words, and actions. The niyamas, on the other hand, encourage practices like contentment, santosha, self-discipline, tapas, and surrender to a higher power, ishvara pranidhana. Through these practices of abstinence, yogis aim to still the fluctuations of the mind and cultivate a state of inner peace. By abstaining from negative tendencies and embracing positive qualities, they create the inner conditions necessary for spiritual awakening. In Taoism, the ancient Chinese philosophy, the concept of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action, lies at the heart of spiritual practice. This doesn't mean doing nothing, rather it suggests aligning oneself with the natural flow of the Tao, the underlying principle of the universe. Abstinence, in a Taoist context, can be seen as a way to cultivate Wu Wei. By letting go of the need to control, to force, to manipulate, we create space for the Tao to work through us. This requires a certain degree of trust in the wisdom of the universe, trust in our own innate capacity for growth and transformation. The Tao Te Ching, a foundational text of Taoism, speaks of the power of emptiness. Just as a cup must be empty to be filled, so too must we empty ourselves of ego-driven desires and attachments in order to receive the fullness of life. Section 5. Practical abstinence in modern life. In today's fast-paced, consumer-driven world, the concept of abstinence might seem archaic, even impossible. But the truth is, we can all benefit from incorporating elements of abstinence into our lives. It's about finding a balance, a rhythm that honors both our physical and spiritual needs. Start small. Choose one day a week to abstain from meat, alcohol, or processed foods. Set aside a specific time each day for digital detox. No phone, no computer, no television. Use this time to connect with nature, meditate, journal, or simply be present with yourself and your loved ones. As you become more comfortable with these small acts of abstinence, you might find yourself naturally drawn to explore deeper levels of practice. Perhaps you'll feel called to participate in a silent retreat, take a break from social media, or dedicate more time to spiritual study and reflection. Section 6. The fasting body, the awakened spirit. Fasting, a form of abstinence practiced for centuries across various cultures and religions, offers a powerful pathway to spiritual awakening. When we abstain from food for a certain period, we go beyond the physical act of nourishment and tap into a deeper level of sustenance. On a physiological level, fasting helps to detoxify the body, boost the immune system, and promote cellular repair. But the benefits extend far beyond the physical. As we break free from the constant cycle of eating and digesting, our senses become heightened, our minds clearer, and our connection to the divine more palpable. Fasting can be a humbling experience, reminding us of our dependence on something greater than ourselves. It teaches us self-discipline, patience, and gratitude for the simple act of nourishment. Section 7. Silence, a gateway to inner wisdom. In a world saturated with noise and distraction, silence has become a precious commodity. We are constantly bombarded with information, stimulation, and demands on our attention. This constant barrage can leave us feeling depleted, anxious, and disconnected from our inner selves. Silence, as a form of abstinence, offers a sanctuary from the mental chatter. When we intentionally create space for silence in our lives, we allow our minds to settle, our thoughts to clarify, and our intuition to emerge. It is in the stillness that we can hear the whispers of our soul, the guidance of our higher self. Incorporate moments of silence into your day. Begin with a few minutes of silent meditation each morning. Take a walk in nature without your phone or headphones. Savor your meals in silence, fully present to the experience of taste and nourishment. Section 8. Digital detox, reclaiming your attention. The digital age has brought with it unprecedented levels of convenience and connectivity, but it has also created an environment of constant distraction. Social media, news feeds, and streaming services compete for our attention, leaving us feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and disconnected from the present moment. A digital detox, a form of abstinence from digital devices and platforms, offers a way to reclaim our attention and reconnect with ourselves and the world around us. By setting aside dedicated time each day or week to unplug, we create space for deeper reflection, meaningful conversations, and a renewed appreciation for the simple joys of life. Start small. Designate certain areas of your home as technology-free zones, such as the bedroom or dining table. Turn off notifications on your phone and limit your social media use. Instead of reaching for your phone in moments of boredom or downtime, engage in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Section 9. Cultivating contentment through abstinence. In a society driven by consumerism and the pursuit of more, contentment can seem elusive. We are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we need more things, more experiences, more validation in order to be happy. This relentless pursuit of external gratification can leave us feeling empty, dissatisfied, and perpetually yearning for something more. Abstinence in this context becomes a radical act of rebellion against the cult of consumerism. By consciously choosing to abstain from unnecessary purchases, excessive consumption, and the pursuit of fleeting pleasures, we create space for contentment to arise from within. Contentment is not about having everything we want, it's about appreciating what we already have. It's about finding joy in the simple things, cultivating gratitude for the present moment, and recognizing that true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. Section 10. Abstinence, a journey to spiritual wholeness. The path of abstinence is not about deprivation, it's about liberation. It's about making conscious choices that align with our deepest values and aspirations. It's about creating space in our lives for spiritual growth, inner peace, and a profound connection to the divine. This journey of abstinence is not a destination, but an ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation. It requires patience, compassion, and a willingness to explore the depths of our being. But the rewards are immeasurable, a life filled with purpose, meaning, and a deep sense of inner fulfillment. As we cultivate the practice of abstinence in our lives, we begin to experience the world with greater clarity, compassion, and gratitude. We awaken to the sacredness of all life and our interconnectedness with all beings. And in this awakening, we discover our true nature, a nature that is whole, complete, and eternally free.